Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be learning how to make those beautiful ruffle elastic waist jumpsuits for a 9 years old. So it has an elastic at the waist. Then I went ahead to also make a belt. So enjoy as you watch. For this project, I used a crepe fabric 1.5 yards, then a plain satin fabric half yard. I went ahead to fold my fabric into 4 pieces. Okay, for the front piece, our half length is 14 inches plus 1 inch for seam allowance, that's 15 inches. While the width of this fabric is 12 inches. Now remember, this fabric is folded into 2. That's for the front. Now to the back. For the back, our half length is 15 inches, while the width of this fabric is 11 inches. So you can see our front bodice has 1 inch extra allowance for the button. So I went ahead to mark out half inch on that upper side so that I can use it as my starting line. So I went ahead to mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 13 divided by 2, which is 6.5. Then from that point, I will take half inch for shoulder slope. From that half inch, I'll take my armhole measurements, which is 6.5. I'm using the same thing I have on my shoulder. 6.5 is perfect for a 9 years old. So, okay, so I'm trying to trace it out. Next, we're going to be taking our neck width measurement. In this case, I'm using 3 inches for both the back and the front. Then while the back neck depth is 1 inch and the front neck depth is 3 inches. So I'll connect it in a curvy way like this. Next, we take our chest measurement divided by 4. 30 divided by 4 is 7.5 plus 2 inches sewing allowance, 9.5. Now for our waist measurement, you can use the same thing as what you have on your chest, or you divide your waist by 4. In my case, I have 28 divided by 4, 7, and I added 3 inches extra. I want it really free because I'm using an elastic, so you connect this way. And then we go ahead to cut it off. So I'll keep my back piece at the side and then work on my front neckline and then slash the fabric open. Now to the trouser part, I folded my fabric into 4 folds. I'll go ahead to take the length of my jumpsuit. From the waist to my jumpsuit length, what I have is 36 inches, then plus 2 inches sewing allowance, I have 38 inches. Now for the width of this fabric, I'm having 12 inches. So I'll go ahead to get my crouch measurement. I used 10.5 here, and how I got it, I used my hips measurement divided by 4, that's 32 divided by 4, I got 8, and I added 2.5 inches, that's how I got 10.5. Then I'll get my upper bodice and place it here so that I'll get the exact waist, or you can simply measure it and put. What I had there was 10 inches. So even when I measured it, it's still the same 10 inches. So I'll mark it out like this. I'll still take that 10 inches on that crouch line like this, and I'll connect a straight line up. I went ahead to measure my crouch extension, which is 2 inches. We just form a kind of C curve there like this. Now on the bottom part, I just took what I had on my waist minus 1 inch. It's a palazzo jumpsuit, so I used 9 inch here. You can make it wider, you can make it smaller, so it's your choice. So I'll connect it like this, and then I'll cut it out. So this is what we have after cutting it out. Don't mind me, this breeze keeps on blowing my fabric. Okay, now to the sewing part. I'll join the shoulder of my upper bodice. After doing that, I went ahead to use the bias strip to finish up the armhole of my upper bodice. So I've done that, and this is what we have. So for the frill, I have two pieces of this plain fabric, and the width of this fabric is 4 inches, while the length is about 57 inches. And like I said, I have two pieces for this. So I'll go ahead to fold one edge, and so you can weave it if you want. Then on the other side, I'll form a gather stitch. So this is what we have. I folded this side, then on the other edge I ran a gather stitch. So I'll bring my upper bodice, then on that shoulder part I'll mark 1.5 inches. Then on the waist part, the back waist, I'm taking 4 inches like this. On the front side too, I'll do the same. I'll connect it like this. Then on that front part too, I'll be taking 4 inches, from the edge, just like this. I'm marking 4 inches. That's where I'll be placing my frills. So I'll connect it like this. So you match up your frills to be sure that it's the same length, then you sew it. So I already did so for the two sides, and this is what we have. Okay, so next I'll fold the fabric over like this, and then sew this upper bodice or 1 inch seam allowance. So this is where I'm going to be sewing, and this is what we have. So the next thing I'll do now is to work on the collar region. So I'll get the front piece, the two front piece, and put them together like this. Then from that point, I'll be marking out 2 inches. Just like you can see me doing, I marked out 2 inches. Then I notched on that area. Then after that notch point, I'll go ahead to mark the remaining part of the collar, and in my own case I had 7.5 inches. So I've gotten my collar piece, and the width of this fabric is about 19 inches, while the length is about 7 inches. So I'll go ahead and fold it into two like this, and then fold it again into two. So I'm having 4 folds. Now remember what we measured for our collar was 7.5 inches. So I'm going to be adding half inch and we'll be having what, 8 inches. So we'll mark 8 inches on the lower part. Then on that upper part, we'll be marking 8.5 inches. We want it a little bit slanted. So we cut it out. And this is what we have. So fold by half inch this way, and then sew this side, and then sew this other side. And this is what we have. This is what we have. So I went ahead to notch the center of this collar piece so that I can match it to the center of our upper bodice. So this is it here. So we're going to be matching it, and I'll sew from the center to the right, and then from that center again to the left. So after sewing, I went ahead to notch that edge where the collar stopped. I notched it so that it can relax. Then I'll go ahead to finish up my collar. I'll just push it in like this and then sew here like this to give it a clean finishing. Okay, and this is what we have. So now we'll be working on the remaining parts of the collar. We'll be working on this side. So I'll get my plain fabric. As usual, I have 2 pieces. The length of this plain fabric is about 14 inches, while the width is about 5 inches. You can do 3, 4, 5. I used 5 inches here. So I'll go ahead to place it like this on that remaining part of the collar. Then I'll sew it, from where that collar stopped, I'll sew it from there down. Let me place it so you see it well. Like this. I'll sew from where that collar stopped, then down like this. I've done that, and this is what we have. So I went ahead to notch it so that it will relax, and then I'll turn it out for you to see what it looks like. After turning, you go ahead to give it a good press. So I went ahead to trim off the excess I have. So for this inner part, I went ahead to fold it and then I sewed it. You can decide to weave it if you want. After doing that, I went ahead to fix my buttons and then create my button holes. And this is what we have. I went ahead to iron the collar so that it can stay in place. So this is it. So I'll go ahead to lap this front just like the way I want it, or you can just button it up and then sew here. Okay, I hope you can see it clearly now. You sew those points, you sew here. So I got my trouser piece. I'll open it up like this and then sew from here to here, then do same on the other side. And this is what we have. Okay, so I'll just hold it like somewhere at the middle and then open it up. That's what I'm trying to centralize that crouch line and then this leg part. Okay, so we're going to arrange it and match the two crouch points, and then we sew it on that line to finish it up. This is what we have after sewing. I'll go ahead to get the center of my upper bodice. This is it, I notched it. Then I'll arrange it on the trouser parts. I'll fix it in like this. Like this, I'm trying to match it up, the center of the upper bodice and the center of the trouser piece. I'll fix it like this, then you can pin it up and then sew. So I just arranged it like this, then I sewed it all around. I also went ahead to finish up the leg part. I folded it by 2 inches. Then I'll come back to my waist. Here I'll be using a 1/2 inch elastic, and what I have for my elastic is 23 inches. I minused 5 inches from my waist measurements. So I'll place it on that line, on that thread we just sewed, and then still sew it on top of it. And voila, this is what we have. If you enjoyed my tutorial, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you next time.